everyone, welcome back to Gundam Build Guide. And this week we have what is definitely a weird week. So this week, instead of the usual important drops, we have a seemingly evil March Madness ticket, which costs 40 human dollars. Now this appears to be Bandai's latest bid to steal your newly minted stimulus check and give you a whole bunch of whatever for it. And I want to say that I myself am good in terms of Sokai parts. Now there's like a few I want, but I'm definitely not going to drop $40 on what seems to be a random selection of, whatever. Now, you also get one part of your choosing for every $40 you spend, but apparently you can spend up to $400 on this event, and yeah, I don't think that's a good deal. Maybe you do. Either way, you should choose carefully. I mean, it's a good deal if you don't have that many Sokai parts, but it's still way too much money in my opinion to spend on one digital Gundam part. Anyway, so making matters worse, so about this time last year, GBM dropped a COVID-19 inspired Infinity Energy event, which was good times for all around. I beat a ton of free missions, I had an easy time doing my weekly missions every week, I completely farmed out the Code Phi, and I leveled a shit ton of all my most important parts. Now, then, in a very frustrating and seemingly weird development, this week they're doing a random rerun of the same Infinity Energy event, which at first seems random but cool. But however, what is not cool is that the gotcha suit this week is the Zeta A1. Now that's one of my favorite Gundams ever. It's from Gundam Sentinel, it's a modified Zeta, but unfortunately it has an abominable pull rate because the pull rates are still cooked. And in a shocking twist, you don't even actually need to pull it this week. Why not? Because as it turns out, they got rid of the pull points this week. So you don't actually need to pull anything to fully max out the mission this week. And since you have infinite energy this week, you can do it easily. So it's a weird kick in the nards because they're giving us infinite energy, but then they're taking away the number one thing we would use the infinite energy on. So as a result of this, I managed to finish all of the missions and all the achievements for this entire week in 3 hours. So yeah, the weekly mission's dead and now there's nothing really outstanding for me to use all this extra energy on. I mean, I guess it's a great opportunity to finish the story and free missions and farm out the Code Phi if you haven't done it by now. And I guess you could also farm out the multiplayer missions, get that paint. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. It really depends on how much I care about just sitting here and clicking my phone for a few hours. So yeah, I got together with my clan and I finished the outstanding multiplayer missions to get all of those achievements. And then after that, I had a very, very grueling run with the final phase of the Advanced Physical Battle Circuit number 2. And I just have to say that it is either purposely harder than the old one, or at the very least, it's just difficult because you have to deal with a very vicious Blue Destiny 2, and it is still a bad claustrophobic map. So as usual, I'll have my Battle Circuit deep dive video in a few days, hopefully. There's definitely a lot I need to digest about this one. But despite all that, it's not all terrible. So here are the minor silver linings of the week. So there's a new friendship battle against an extremely hard maxed out melee Barbatos build. And I managed to take it down with my shooter main, and also on a funny tangent, during my live stream, my number one fan of the week also challenged me to a fight in his own maxed out melee suit. And using my maxed out melee suit, even though he had significantly better stats than me, I still managed to somehow beat him, which I'm going to account to bad computer AI. Oh, and the freebie suit of the week is the Grimoire Red Shoulder. It's a strange tribute to the manly anime Votoms, but it's piloted by a bizarre talking dog, who may or may not actually be a weasel. Either way, it's a good suit to have for the Advanced Physical Battle Circuit. I got the most use out of the gun, but people are saying that all the parts of it are kind of useful in the Battle Circuit. Man, that talking dog was a really weird twist for a Gundam show. Anyway, so that's unfortunately it. This is unfortunately the twilight zone of Gundam Breaker weeks, where they're trying to blatantly take your stimulus check, and you have all the energy in the world, but you have nothing to spend it on. I'm Buster Green. I'll be around. Later, guys.